everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to be playing some double damage or double drain, kind of however you want to feature it, a 1-2 punch combo in the mono black shell, being the unstoppable slasher combination with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz to one-shot kill our opponent immediately. So unstoppable slasher has a cool little text on it. It says whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. So it'll deal 2 and then it'll do the damage. So let's just use 20 as a reference. They'll get hit for 2, they'll go to 18, and then they'll lose 9 life from that. And if we have a Bloodletter that conveniently comes in the turn after unstoppable slasher, says if opponent would lose life during your turn, they'll lose twice that much life instead. So now unstoppable slasher will hit our opponent for 2, and then the trigger will go in a stack. Bloodletters will as well. They'll lose 4 off of the unstoppable slasher they'll lose 4 off of this hitting them, go to 16. Then they'll lose 8 because now life total's lower, and 16 half is 8. And then Bloodletter will then use its ability to then take the other 8 life away from our opponent. So basically at any life total, unstoppable slasher and Bloodletter are a 1-punch KO. As you probably already know, if you know what Bloodletter's been doing in standard for quite a while, unstoppable slasher is just a new piece that we got for it. So we'll talk about the rest of the deck now. Outside of that, we are primarily completely focused on getting this to resolve and work. We're stacked up on it. So yeah, we have 4 copies of Duress, 4 copies of Deep-Cavern Bat, its hand disruption, along with 3 copies of Liliana that can kind of be plotted in between here. Outside of that, we have 4 cut downs to make sure we can answer our 1-drop threats that we have to anoint to exile them if need be and go for the throw as kind of a universal pickup. Because we are going a little bit longer in our game, sometimes we have to answer attractions and stuff, so we can't go overboard with anoints and things like that. We have to be able to remove bigger threats. And then we have a copy of Sheoldred's Edict to pick up a creature that might have ward or something with the white aura that provides ward for creatures if we have something under control that we need to get out of it. Outside of that, we have 2 more cards to talk about, and then we will hop right into the games, and that'll be Leyline of the Void. Just the video honestly will explain it more in detail than I could ever do. But basically, in our opening hand, we put it in play. It exiles cards from our opponent's... I guess it doesn't exile cards from our opponent's graveyard. If a card were to be put in the graveyard, it gets exiled. So, for example, Rest in Peace is a good different alternative. If you play Rest in Peace at any point, it exiles the graveyards, including what's in there. Leyline of the Void, if it's not in on your first turn, say you put it in on turn 4, the cards that remained in the graveyard will still be there. It's just the new cards will now not go there. But we also play Unholy Annex. This card is the most surprising card of the day. I read it every time and I go, man, I just don't know how we can afford to play this. The 2 damage I feel like is going to be overwhelming. We're going to end up dying to it. But any matchup that is grindy at all, this card is perfect for us because we play so much removal and so much hand hate. The Unholy Annex just helps keep giving us cards that we need. And it's also good against like the mirror and stuff. But most likely in those mid-range matchups, they can't outpace us with an Unholy Annex in play. And then also we can make the 6/6. Now they're getting drained. Or the Bloodletter is also a demon and they also get drained from it. So that's very nice. Outside of that, I have like 2 more notes. 1, Wizards announced today, or yesterday, I guess. I'm filming the day that they announced it, that they are watching the red Leyline and it is potentially going to get banned. So that's honestly good news, I would say, because I think turn 2 in standard is just too fast, especially like you could even have a cut down in hand. If you play a tap land, you still lose to it, which is just kind of restricting any deck building opportunities. Other than that, I will be going to Vegas for MagicCon. I will be working at the Ultimate Guard booth. I work with a store. I work at a store where I manage, and they are sponsored technically by Ultimate Guard, so we're going to be operating that booth for them. I am personally not sponsored by them. My company that I work with is. It's a little weird. But with that said, I will be an Ultimate Guard. I will be in Vegas at the MagicCon. If anybody wants to stop by and say hi, we'll gladly say hi to anybody that wants to. But with that said, go ahead and dive into the games and see how they go and see if I can't get this double damage to happen more than once, hopefully. But let's go ahead and play. All right, we go first. We have all the removal in the world just to run up into control. So very cool. Anytime I have removal this heavy, it always feels like I run right into control. Black. I mean, it kind of counts, right? Cut down might be possible. Huh. Well, interesting here. And because we want this Unholy to resolve, I almost wanted to snap off the Preacher, but I definitely don't want to do that now. The reason I wanted to do the Preacher was because I'm so used to the other deck that I play where Preacher is very hard to get rid of. Because nowhere to run can't do the amount of damage we need. Into combat. Attack here. I think they're looking to answer maybe like a Preacher of our own or whatever, but I'm just going to opt to play this on the Holy. Annex here. Because we took their counterspell, obviously this is set up to resolve. And then they can have counterspell forever. We're just going to draw a card every time. And step, we'll take a little bit of damage, of course, but at the end of the day, like, we'll be able to win the card advantage machine. Race here. There's a Preacher. We have Anoint for that. No counterspell, but because of that, I'm going to opt to play this Liliana because they were so nice to go shields down on their counterspell. Go for the Throat's dead. Demo field doesn't really do a ton. Leyline the Void, kind of bad. At some point, we will have to make a demon. Find a land here. Play land will plus.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Oh, the Void's got to be bad, right? Get rid of a land. I could make a dude here. Play a Slasher, force them to use their counterspell, which would make my Liliana better. Yeah, I think I'm down with that. Just force them to use that counterspell. Then any creature that comes in we can kind of deal with. And they also don't get to make the 2/2 on a following turn. Yeah, no, that makes sense. To be fair, opponent, they concede off that. Okay, I mean, to be fair, we would have killed it anyway. But turns out that this card was just too much value. But it's really funny. So they should have flashed it in because if I didn't have removal, they would have drawn an extra card because I would have drawn a card. I think you draw a card, right? Yeah, you draw a card. So they would have got to draw a card if I didn't have removal. But of course, we just kept all the removal in our hand. We kill that, go for the Throat's dead. Maybe that's the problem in their hand is like they just have creature removal. Not really putting much out there outside of maybe like if we hit a land, we'll make a demon next turn. Or we can just like play this down and make a demon as well and then unlock the sides and see how it goes. But very cool. Come away with a dub. Go first, we have Leyline. We have cut down the Bat, the Liliana, the Slasher. Sure. Huh? Hey, we both get the game. Look at us. Look at us, dude. How we feeling? You like to play the game? Oh, okay. Have it ready, dude. So prepped. Fatty. So the reason I kind of opted to go ahead and get rid of that is I wanted a Deep-Cavern Bat here. Take their little hero away. You can figure out what they want to do from here. Rip a creature? Of course you did. You wouldn't have it any other way, would you? It'd be funny if they fling it at me. Thinking about it? Yeah? Okay. Here. Land, please. Oh. Very cool. Here's a Slasher. If I draw a land, it's lethal. But obviously they can block, but I do get also a turn. I get the minus on it. That land is everything we ever wanted. Sure. Like to fling that one at my Slasher. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Let's play Lily. Minus her Lily. Plusing on hand would be kind of fine, but it doesn't matter because the creature gets exiled. So these do nothing but give the creature. Sure. Yeah. I think they're gonna find out how it works. Maybe they don't know how it works with the Leyline of the Void, even though they already had a hero die earlier and go to exile and did no damage, whether they realize that or not, considering I'm still at 20. That's on them to find out, not me. I'm gonna eat my Progy and wait for them to make a game action. That makes sense. That makes sense. What? Liliana can go.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Let's play this. I'd like to swing for lethal. Playing Chief. Okay, sure. Makes sense. Uh-huh. In there, block it. Got it. Believe you. I think I instantly concede. Alright, your turn. Leyline of the Void's so sick. Like, obviously it sucks in a lot of matchups, but here it's just like just watching them squirm because they put in a free spell and you're like, oh, by the way, here's my free spell as well. You figure it out. So good. It's so good. We're actually trying to win. We maul this hand. Okay. Yep. About right. Same go. I don't know what it's been the last couple of days, but I feel like my hands have had a lot of the same cards in it every time. Like these are getting stacked on 3-ofs and stuff. Oh, that's in play. Could have a spell that like protects it, so I just have to use the go for the throat. Not that I'm a fan of it, but word okay. Word like 2, right? Yeah. Oh, Deep-Cavern Bat. We'll take a look. There's an enchantment creature. Whenever an enchanted creature hits, it does some stuff. I guess a 1-0 and has flying. Okay. We'll take Calyx. Calyx is very good. And we can just like block this thing, I guess. Just like the weird thing where it's like the 4-1. I'll block. I think Calyx is good, but I don't think it's better than just making sure I get that off before. That's 4 whole damage that thing saved me. Don't have an enchantment right now. I think the way to beat this is going to have to be drawing cards. I can also make a demon. They have kind of dead cards. Cut down's good. That's got Ward 2 on it though. So we'll get to play land, cut down that, and then go for the throat the other thing. Calyx, I guess. As long as they don't really have a lot going on, and then the board's kind of reset. And we have a draw engine and they're in top deck mode. So it's a interesting thing. Obviously I can cast a cut down on this entire, but there's nothing else. Alright. They grow it more. They do. We cut down this. Obviously, I guess I could have removed it before the Audacity entered, but I'm not entirely sold that it makes a ton of difference. Here, demon, I suppose. I could make a 6/6. I think that's just like the wrong thing to do. I don't want them to untap and potentially have protection. Would like to keep my 1 black mana open. Thank you, game. Do play like cut downs and stuff, so having that seems like a good option for me. There's that. quicker to draw, makes it a little bit larger. I can play a Bloodletter. This will then like drain and gain kind of thing. I could Deep-Cavern Bat here, which would be interesting. Just afraid of an exile effect. Cavern Bat kind of buys me time, but I also like Bloodletter here. Maybe they have a protection spell. Interesting. Could I get lost? Oh, another one of those. Those have flash. Okay. We'll let that hit. We just need it not to hit the 2-mana enchantment with ward. That one, by the way. That one specifically. No real way to get that off the board. It's interesting, right? Because, like, do you take the Bloodletter? I think the answer is yes. There's, like, no point really not to. Alright, do we find an answer? Do we die trying? Or do we find more Duresses? I like Duress. What's the next guy? Promise I don't like this much. Take a look. You have another flash enchantment. We already played 3 of these. You got a 4th one there? And sure, I'll take it. The reason they do that is because they'll just get it back, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, this is Bloodletter. Of course, they know they're getting it back. So I'm just gonna block because I have to. I lose the game if I don't. Just arrest them. Actually, don't care about the protection spell that much. Sure. We opt for this, right? Because it actually is big enough to trade here. Oh, we find him an Anoint, so we just need to be able to block. Trample right. Just ward more. Just ward more stuff. It's super ward. I think it's ward 3, I believe. Cut down. I sure I want to target. Yeah, I think so. I would like to pay. I would like to pay. And my Bloodletter back. And guess what's really cool about Bloodletter, by the way? 37 life. Doesn't matter that much. Bloodletter gets there quick. He's slick about it. Yeah, that makes sense. Got a creature to play? Come on. It'll be alright. We'll play another demon. I'll fire off with Duress. Nice. We'll hit for 2. It'll deal a ton. This is going to deal 4. 17. You were at 36 a moment ago. And they concede. I don't feel like very often we're ever going to win that game, but we do. So not a whole lot I can say about it. I think, like, again, Anoint being a very good card, not destroying, but we found a lot of removal. That was nice. We were able to block. They didn't have a way to necessarily give it trample, like I believe Audacity has. Yeah, so if they found like another one of those, obviously we're dead. They had a lot of outs, but thankfully we hit ours and they did. I love this Leyline of the Void, but I feel like his hand's kind of bad, but we're going to keep it because every hand... This deck's like draft, bro. Every time I feel like I build a really, really bad draft deck, I get slammed. But every time I build like what I think a good draft deck is, I win. And it's so weird. I think I said that backwards, by the way. My bad. Stop. I think what I wanted to say is every time I think I build a good draft deck, it sucks. But every time I build a bad, what I think a bad draft deck is, I win. I feel like that's what I said, but I have no idea. No flash creature in that hand. We'll take the draw effect. So they can't target my creature and draw. even though Leyline doesn't like double that. No, I don't have a land. You don't even know. Thick. All right, we'll keep. I have a Leyline. They might have a Leyline. I'm on the play, so mine goes first. Duress. That's a lot of creatures. That's a lot of creatures. Duress, fairly good. Duress, very bad. We'll cast a Deep-Cavern Bat. We'll look. Hey. That's a monster. So here, we're going to do something a little weird. We're going to take the Swiss Spirit and we're going to leave the Monstrous Rage. And the reason for that is obviously because we have another Duress. And we want them to kind of like put their Slick Shot in the command zone. What I like to call it sometimes. But sure. They'd like the Monstrous Rage this here. Obviously when they attack, I'm not blocking because that incentivizes them to play the Monstrous Rage, because then they'd play Swiss Spirit post combat. And none of that's good. And also the hero goes to a X2. So my Deep-Cavern Bat doesn't even kill it. Yeah, so here we get exactly what we want. Oh, man. This is the weird part. I can get rid of the hero immediately, right? But it also just isn't the best. I don't like giving them back their card. Land, please. Okay. I gotta have to get the value off the Duress. Permanently take it. Then because of that, I'm just gonna attack. And then if we can go land into Slasher into Bloodletter, then we can win this game. If we don't obviously do that, then we will end up falling short and losing. Or just removal at the end of the day. Like if we can just find like solid removal. Find a spell. Our second Leyline of the Void, exactly what I asked for, I think. Cavern Bat coming in. Cavern Bat taking a look. This last card. Turn inside out, huh? Now with all these prowess creatures, it's really bad. Like that's a lot of damage. And right now, if they're just going creature for creature, this is only 2 damage a turn because we obviously are fighting back with 2 damage a turn. They play another Slick Shot. I miss Meat Hook Massacre. I've said a couple of times like I miss Farewell. I miss Meat Hook Massacre. I'd love to just hit this board, you know. When we find land or when we start finding removal, there's only one thing this can be, and it can only be a land. So if this is them thinking about it or holding priority intentionally so I don't take the card, what a thug. But on the second hand, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe you at all. Thirds. My opponent's stalling. Judge. Oh, wait. Cool. Land. This one. Finally came back after a really long time. A timer didn't come up, which is kind of crazy to me, but sure. All out attack. Is it possible I'm dead here? It could be. I'm not also guaranteed to hit a land, so if I can trade creatures off, they want to try to trample out, they can. Sure. They'll never learn, will they? Oh no, where's my creature? Where is it? I don't understand. Which isn't one of these I'd much rather be able to block with that one. Just in case. We're in there. We're gonna win this game one life link at a time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll make it bigger for you. They're so confused why they didn't make a 2/2 there. Sure. Sure. This one. They're gonna sack their scamp thinking they might be able to do it damage. It's also like the worst creature here, like, to be fair. So maybe they'll just sack it because it is the worst creature. But who knows? Not me, says I. You think they're on Google search right now to see if their scamp works? They're like, Mr. Magic the Gathering, please tell me if this works. Now I could attack. No attacks here. Look, you just held these back as blockers, and now my Deep-Cavern Bats can't hit you anymore. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice thing? I guess I can just go empty-handed. Double the voids up, and then plus. Get rid of land. Sure. I will swing for lethal. Is indeed lethal. Name a better picture, team. What better picture than just mono red and mono black, playing with our draft chaff, just going through games. Even Liliana is like under $10, I think, in paper. This absolute like monster of a card. They take the damage. They get hit for half their life, and they die. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Opponent goes first. No Leyline here. Cut down Duress. Go for the throat. Cards of Magic the Gathering variety. We'll try. I was going to say, we can't just be against mono red every game, right? We can't be against Reanimator every game, right? Huh. That's tough. There's Scorming Emergence in there. That's kind of bad. Here we go. Ooh. Sure. I had another Duress. That's pretty PogChamp. Well, I'm not taking the Atraxa. I know that much. We're gonna do a weird thing where we cut down this so they can't Bitter Triumph and put the Atraxa in there if they really wanted to. And now I can play this thing down and start gaming, hopefully. I don't know if it'll work. Liliana's actually really good, but Bitter Triumph can kill it, I guess. You're going to try to outvalue the deck that's very hard to outvalue. Because for 3 mana, they put in massive things like Portal Defrexes or Atraxes or XYZ. I don't know. Now, I kind of want to play the Bloodletter so they'll kill it. But that also seemed bad. I don't feel great about that plan. Like, let's play Liliana. Let's plus Liliana.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
And what do I get rid of? Unholy here?
I'm tired of
I'm not like guaranteed to hit the lands, so it's like, are you gonna try up my Lily? They are. They just take the damage. Okay. They're going for the hard cast Atraxa plan. Look at them go. No Scorming Emergence, please. I don't know how many permanents you have in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Land. Arrest you. That one. This one. We're gonna try our very bestest. You like to draw another land off the top of your library. It'll put you closer to Atraxa, and that's what you want. At least I think. Ooh, that's pretty good. They're squirming. Oh, let's go. They missed. They missed so bad. We have to hold to go for the throat. Yeah, I guess I don't really care. I'm just gonna unlock this thing. Down to 5. So close. Land. We get there, team. Let's go. I mean, disrespectful, but okay. Here's how much damage it is. 6, 12, 18. Done. 27. Oh, it's so much. Holy. I mean, that's 8 times 3. I get. No, it's doubled and. Yeah, it's doubled and doubled. So 8, 16, 32. Yeah. Bloodletter is a messed up card sometimes. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes we play it and then we have to block. Opponent goes first. If these Duresses are good, this hand's really good. If they're bad, they're probably bad, and they look bad. Maybe the bad, I don't know. You. Alright. They're so-so. Ruckus is kind of whatever. Obviously, that's going to be the card they want to play. But if we can get them to commit this card, then we can go for the third this card. And then we can ask our opponents if they would like to hold our hand because we're scared. If that's the case, I'm going for this because they're obviously holding up this protection, I think. Let's take a look-see. All right, yeah, we take them out. You didn't play that either? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Now it enters tapped, I believe, right? It's 2 or fewer. No? Am I crazy? Oh, I thought it entered tapped. Nice loot. Sure. Now. Alright, man. Not bad. Didn't realize my Duress game was this good. These ones. Might as well use it on your hero. If you use it on the other one, it doesn't quite make as much sense. They lose the value. I'm going to attack, but I ain't blocking. Now we have go for the throats to hopefully win this game. Hopefully that's a dead card. It feels like a dead card if that's the case. Tell me the shuffler's fine without telling me the shuffler's fine. No way, right? No way, right? I think this is a land in hand. I think it's a bait. Like, maybe they'll draw the 4th Duress. Whether they even realized that was going to be the 4th Duress or not. Combat. 1. You. Ethereal armor. Okay. It was bait. I knew it. Yeah. They say nice. Bro, I'm so mad that I drew that many Duresses. We're so dead to the mouse. Oh, yeah. There it is. We're so dead to this thing. Unless. Alright, so we can kill them. Maybe. We can try our best. Cool, that's pretty good. We have 3 for 6. If I draw another Bloodletter off the top of my library, they actually die here. Which is crazy to think about. If I draw a Leyline in the Void off the top of my library... How much damage is this? Target, that goes to 3, that's 6, 7, 8. Plus any pump spell, but if I attack, I can do lethal next turn. But what if I send a Bloodletter? It deals 4? We're playing this regardless, right? Should I attempt to go for lethal or not? I think it's so much worse for me if I don't go for lethal. But the problem is they have a lot of cards that are just lethal. What happens if this gets 1 more +1, right? So it would go to 4. That'd be 8, 9, 10. I think we go for lethal. We're not guaranteed to draw a good card. Maybe they'll draw a dog card. Maybe it's another creature. And just like that, it's a bad card. That's a good game from us. Wow. Yeah, dude, those are the weird games. I tend in best of one to like to go for lethal. Or best three, you can kind of argue like it's a little bit weird, but I don't know, man. It's weird kind of mental space being, because obviously if I hold Bloodletter back, I can like block this, but then it's a 3/3. Bloodletter just dies. So at that point, do I not just like, that's even more of a reason just to attack? I guess my plan was never to hold this back. It was to hold this back. But with this deck, knowing how many like creatures and stuff they play, and not seeing any of these, but we just kind of hope they either hit a land or just a creature. It's probably half their deck, if not a little bit more. So we just take the chance and we get there. So very sick. Well, everyone, this is the deck list I played. This deck ran very well. I enjoyed playing it a lot. There was at one point where I said that I thought it was bad because I was running very poorly with it. I was getting a lot of these awkward hands that didn't run quite as well. And then ever since I made that comment, I just started winning games, which was weird. But the main thing that I didn't know how I was going to feel was 4 Duresses. From a lot of the lists I've seen, they were on 4 of these. It seems crazy because this used to never be good against red, because the problem was like you would hit a spell but you would never be able to answer the creatures, and like a lot of times you'd look at their hand like we almost did in that game. Last one we played where it almost bricked by hitting just like all creatures in one spell, but thankfully we got to kind of play around it where they didn't use their monster trades and we got like value out of the other ones. And then against the other deck we just drew 4, and that's kind of where this card comes down to like bad things. But the reason we opt for it, and the reason I was okay with it, is because 4 here, 4 here, 3 here, win condition here. So realistically, if the idea is like Duress into Deep-Cavern Bat into like win condition, like the win, is just really good. So that's kind of the idea behind it. But I don't think this deck requires very much explaining outside of the other decks. We were really just like A plus B equals see you later, or like Unholy Annex. Now, a thing I will say is this card was really good. Weirdly enough, it turns out like not paying any mana to take 2 damage and draw a card is fine. It's typically where we have to pay life to draw the card that's an issue, because every turn that this stays in, like 3 mana, draw 3, like lose 6 potentially if we don't have a demon in play, is kind of like the roundabout thing. But either way, this card was actually a lot better than I gave it credit for initially, and I actually enjoyed playing it today. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed regardless, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.